Array variables in C are actually pointer variables. The square brackets that are normally used to declare an array are just an alternate notation for declaring an array using the asterisk like you would for a pointer. An array variable actually stores the address of the first element of the array. So it stores the address of the beginning of the array. If you want to refer to the address of the nth element, or array var sub n rather, it's going to be the address of array var sub 0 plus n times the size of the particular type of element. So whatever type of value you're storing in the array, each element has a particular size. You take n and multiply by that size, the number of bytes, and add that to the address of the beginning of the array, and that's going to give you the address of this particular element. So the reason that array variables, the indices start at 0 in C, is basically to make this math easier to figure out where the address of each individual element in an array actually is. So again, an array variable is a pointer variable. It stores the address of the beginning of the array variable sub 0. Since array variables are pointer variables, the call by reference method is in effect always used when you're passing arrays to functions. So passing arrays to functions will look the same whether the function is initializing or changing the array or just using it. It doesn't matter. Whenever you pass an array, you are actually passing a pointer. So this is what it would look like for a one-dimensional array. So if we have an array variable declared in this way, we've declared a variable vals to be an array that has 5 integer elements, and we have a function array op, and we pass this array to it. Here's what the function prototype would look like. So let's say it's a void function, it's not returning anything. We have the name of the function, and then vals, which is declared to be an array of 5 integers. The type of that is int square brackets. So notice that we don't put the size in here, but we're saying that this is an array of integers. So not just int, but an array, a one-dimensional array of integers. And the function header would look something like this, where we're declaring the parameter. So vals, this array, would get passed to be the value of this array v, which is again declared to be an array of integer locations. And again, we don't need to put the size in the square brackets. You actually could, but it is typical to not give the size in the square brackets. So that's for a one-dimensional array. Now for a two-dimensional array, if we've declared a two-dimensional array like this, so vals has dimensions 5 by 3, 5 rows by 3 columns, and if we have our function array ops and we're passing the array to it, then the function prototype is going to look like this. We have, again, if it's void, may or may not be, the name of the function, the type of each element is int, and we need to say that it's a two-dimensional array by putting 2 square brackets. And the size is normally given for the columns, but not for the rows. You have to give one of the dimensions, and it's typical to give the size for the columns. The function header would look like this. Again, the type of each element, the name of the parameter, and the fact that it's a two-dimensional array and it has 3 columns. So again, we don't normally give the size for the rows, but we do for the columns. So this is, if our two-dimensional array is declared like this is what our function prototype looks like, and this is what our function header looks like.